Hey guys, just doing a review on The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. He runs Success magazine. I wouldn't have known that before I read this book, but seems like an all-round sort of good guy, both in business and his sort of personal relationship. One of the first, well, one of the sort of few books I guess I really relate to, or really syncs with me at least. I read a fair few of these books, probably 2 or 3 a month. Success, business, personal growth kind of guy books, and yeah, this one really stuck out, and I thought I'd just do a book review, just real quick on it. So basically, I've got a couple sort of notes here on the side, and yeah, we'll just go through it and what it's sort of all about. Compounding effect is basically exactly what it sort of says, about compounding little decisions over time, and eventually those tiny little decisions that you make every day, whatever it is, run in the morning, eat healthy every day, they'll eventually compound. You won't see the results for them at the start, just like all compound interest, but you will see them in the long run. So give it 2 years, 3 years, whatever you're working on will come through. The second thing is he talks about choices. Very sort of, he talks about Jim Ronn in this as well, and you can see Jim Ronn's influence in it. If you've read any of his stuff, then you'll sort of get those, and you liked it, you'll like this book. The next thing he talks about in it is habits. Finding your why. I've heard this probably 1,000 times. I'm still searching for mine. So yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm making this video, is just to sort of explore and see what I like, and eventually I'll find something that will drive me, and that'll be my purpose. The next thing after that he talks about is momentum, and I know Tony Robbins has an amazing video on this with Frank Kern, and they talk about the downward or upward spiral of success. The old sayings, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. It's all based on like beliefs, how much action you take, your results, and then it's about beliefs, potential, action, results. So everyone's got the same potential, like unlimited. How much of that potential you actually take action on, so whatever your beliefs is, it's a big 4 square thing. Anyway, it's just goes downwards. So basically, yeah, so let's say you have potential, you take a certain amount of action, 50%, you get a sort of okay result, or a lousy result because you only took 50% of the action. Then you go and your belief is like, okay, I failed at that, I knew I wasn't very good at it. And then the next time you try, you take less potential again, you have a little less action, you get a lousy, like a worse result. Your belief says, see, I told you sucked at this. The same thing for the positive. You have certain potential, whatever you take, say 80%, take 100% of the action on that, get a result, it's awesome. Tell your brain, told you it was awesome at this, I knew it was great. So it's the same thing in this book, sort of termed a different way, but it's all about momentum, and once you get something started, to keep going through and keep pushing, keep those daily habits happening, I guess. After that he talks about influences. You've probably all heard this before, but the 5 people that you hang around, you're the average of the 5 people that you hang around. This is another thing I haven't corrected for myself personally, even though I've read it about 1,000 times, I reckon. Mainly because, at least for me, my friends aren't like, I guess, negative sort of thing, or they don't seem negative. They're not like a negative sort of bunch of people. But now I'm still starting to understand that it's not just like these sort of really negative people that, at least, I just assume some people have in their lives. It's about getting around people that want the same stuff that you want. And I know I have, at least with my friends, they're like working 9 to 5 jobs, and that's not my dream, at least. So not that they're bad people or anything's wrong with them, it's just not what I want, and I need to get around people that are doing the stuff that I want to do. Because yeah, if you get around them enough, something will hit you. The thing after that he talks about is acceleration, and he goes through talking about mentorship and accountability groups. With my current business, at least, that I'm running, this has been huge. The first time I've ever done it for my business, probably like my 4th business, I would say, I've started, and this one's the only one I've had an accountability group, and this one's the only one I've had a mentor with, or multiple mentors now. And yeah, they're huge, massive influences in my life, sort of thing, and it made it a lot easier. So yeah, that was something that was easy to relate to in this, and yeah, it was a great takeaway. The last thing I would probably say is that I took out of this book at least was he talked about Jim Ronn a lot, how he was a mentor, but basically he never sort of met him until the end when he was sort of successful already. And that was sort of just important for me to hear at least, because I spend a lot of my time reading these books and reading about all these great people and all their great achievements. And you hear a lot of the time that they had these people like Jim Ronn, all these like amazing people in their life physically, and you know, subconscious mind in the back of your head, you always might say, oh, well, they had that guy as a mentor, no wonder they're successful, sort of thing. If I had that excuse that you make up, or at least I make up in my head. And it was good to hear that Darren Hardy had him as a mentor, but through books and through seminars, through his audio tapes, and nothing else. And it was just, it's good to have something like that, or have a reference where someone's made it that they didn't know compared to the normal. The last thing I'd like to conclude on, sort of thing, is just basically, there's a couple quotes in here I'm just going to read, and if you like this kind of like what it's saying, I'd definitely just pick up this book. So learning without execution is useless, and motivation without action leads to self-delusion. So they're the two probably last thoughts I just leave you with. And yeah, it's really intriguing, really fun read, simple read as well. So yeah, it was kick ass. I liked it. Thanks guys.